Parshas Vayichi, the end of Sefer Bereshis. I know about you, and I'm sorry to see it go. It is so rich, it is so full. As I recently said to someone, you can spend half a year on every parsha, not a week. You know, Bereshis, boom, it's gone in less than a week. Noach, okay, and these parshas, Vayichi, Vayishlach, Vayeshev, they're full. Vayigash. Anyway, Vayichi, the end of Parshas Sefer Bereshis, where Yaakov gathers his sons around his deathbed, and he goes and gives them his final instructions. These are called the brachas of Yaakov. Even though it appears that some of them are not brachas, and he's actually chastising them and pointing out some of their flaws. But as I once heard, that's the biggest bracha, to know what your flaws are. This way, know who you are and what you have to correct. So for Reuven and Shimon, it's more of a rebuke than it is a bracha, which is a bracha. But for the other shvatim, it's praises, it's brachas, it's what their future is going to be. So we come to Yosef. We know that Yosef was the favorite of Yaakov. What does he have to say about his son Yosef? He says Yehuda is going to be the Malchus, Yissocher Makorim. He's going to go ahead, he's going to teach Torah, etc., etc. What's Yosef? Ben Yosef, Ben Poras Yosef, Ben Poras Aleoyin, Banos Tzad Ale Shur. Okay? So, I did not trust myself to translate this pasuk. I looked up the Art Scroll translation of Ben Poras Yosef. The Art Scroll writes as follows: Yosef is a charming child. And then the pasuk says, Benos Tzad Ale Shur, the girls of Egypt would step along the walls to gaze at Yosef's beauty. Yosef was gorgeous. Now, have you ever been at a Shever Brachas and they talk about the chassan? They say this guy is the next Vilna Gaon, and he's a tzaddik, and he's a bal chesed, and he's drop dead good looking. Have you ever heard that? And here, what does Yaakov have to say about Yosef? Banos Tzadai Ale Shur, he was so handsome, so good looking, that the girls used to line the walls just to get a glimpse of him. Elaf Avdalis, the guy's a rock star, and he happens to be knockout looks. So, all these girls swoon for him. This is what happened. The girls are swooning. This is what you have to say about Yosef. And then the next pasuk, Vayomoru, where is it? Vayomoru, Varobu, Vayistunu Ba'alei Chitzim. They, again, article, they embittered him and became antagonists. The masters of arrows hated him. It's talking about Yosef and the relationship with his brothers. You have to bring that up now? That your brothers hated you? They want to kill you? This is not Yosef's strength? What does that have to do with him? So I once heard a pshat from Rav Shmuel Birnbaum, Zecher Tzadik Levracha, the Rosh Yeshiva of Mir Yeshiva in Brooklyn. And he gave a very apt mashal to this, which unfortunately we can relate to. Unfortunately, it's not uncommon. I mean, it's the exception to the rule, but we see too many children leaving the fold, leaving Yiddishkeit. Children that come from fine homes, frum homes, Orthodox homes, for some reason or another, they decide to leave Yiddishkeit. And what often happens is they're not doing well in school. They're shunned by their classmates. And therefore the parents are, disappointed in him. And perhaps they're shunned by their parents or their siblings or this and that. And they go hang on around the street with other like-minded boys that are the same boat as them. And all of a sudden, they're admired. They're accepted. You're one of us. Nobody shuns him. So Shmuel Berman pointed out and said, it's no surprise that they would leave the fold, leave their house, leave their home, leave their community, leave their friends, because here I'm shunned, and there I'm admired. There they like me. They accept me for who I am. So what would you choose? So that's part of, that doesn't explain the whole thing, why this happened to them. That's not for this occasion. It's very hard to explain why this happens. But that they gravitate toward this new society, this new peer group, that's not a pill at all. So here, put yourself in Yosef's shoes. He goes ahead, his brothers hate him. His brother literally sell him down the river, right? And he winds up in Egypt. And guess what? The girls are swooning over me. And my brothers hate me. And here I'm loved, I'm admired, I'm worshipped. So here, who is it? Yiddishkeit or Egyptians? My brothers or these girls? The Egyptian society, that I'm accepted, or Yiddishkeit, that I'm shunned? You make the choice. That's what Yaakov Avinu is saying. Yosef is a tzaddik yesod olam. He was tempted, a man alone, a young man alone, and everybody looks at him as gorgeous. He could have fallen so easily into that trap. That's the Maila of Yosef, that in spite of the fact that Benoist saw Aleshur, that girls were swooning over him, he didn't lose his Yiddishkeit, and he remained steadfast to the house of Yaakov Avinu. Like that?